Okay, so welcome to the deep dive. We've all seen those headlines about Danny Jones from McFly and Maura
Oh
Higgins.
yeah, from Love Island, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to dive into this article from the Mirror and see what it tells us about, about how these situations play out and what it means, for these folks. And
Yeah, and for all of us too. I think,
yeah,
when you look at these stories, it's like a little window into celebrity culture and how
it's a weird world.
it's a weird world, so much scrutiny
Yeah, so much scrutiny.
and relationships too,
Oh, yeah. How do people even,
under a microscope.
right, like, how do you even exist?
Yeah.
So, okay, the whole thing is about Danny Jones. Basically, he made a public appearance after he apologized for kissing Maura Higgins at this Brit Awards after party.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
This was on March 1st, Saturday at the Universal Music Party.
Gotcha.
And the article came out on March 19th. So, we're looking at like 2 weeks worth of
Stuff happening
stuff happening.
behind the scenes.
Right. And who are these people? Right. So we've got Danny Jones. He's the frontman of McFly. He's 39.
Oh, and he was on that show too, right? I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
And he won that.
He did.
And then there's Maura Higgins. She's 34, and she was on Love Island. And at the center of all this is Georgia, Danny Jones's wife.
Yeah, that's the part that I always feel like
It's the real people.
it is. It's the real people who are affected, beyond the headlines.
Right, right. So what happened at this party? Like, what does the article actually say went down?
Well, they say there were eyewitnesses, and apparently they saw Danny Jones and Maura Higgins kissing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it wasn't just like a quick peck or something. They were like really into it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like comfortable. And everything started with a peck and then turned into full-on kissing on the lips.
It's those little details
I know.
that really paint the picture.
And they do.
It's like, okay, this was more than just saying hello.
way more.
Yeah, and it didn't even end there, apparently.
No, it
Yeah.
sounds like they kept partying at the Nobu Hotel until like 4 in the morning.
Oh, my God.
And some people are saying they were drinking wine all night. And get this, they left the hotel together at 6 a.m.
Oh, wow. That's pretty damning.
It's not a good look.
So then what about this apology?
Right. So he apologized publicly like the week before this article was published,
Okay.
which means like 2 weeks after the party happened.
So long after.
I know, right? And he specifically apologized to his wife and family and said he was sorry for putting them in that situation and also thanked his fans for being understanding.
Do you think he was like trying to figure out what to do for those 2 weeks?
Oh, for sure. There must have been conversations happening like crisis management,
Totally.
like how do we spin this?
So how did people react?
Well, someone close to Danny Jones said he's totally mortified about the whole thing, especially how it's affecting his family.
Mm-hmm.
The source really emphasizes that he loves his family a lot, and he hopes the apology will help them move forward.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and it's like a reminder that there are real people behind these stories.
And what about Georgia? How is she taking all of this?
The article says she was furious,
Oh, yeah, I bet.
which makes sense,
Totally.
But they're still together. Apparently she didn't move out or anything.
Okay.
But they're calling it a fragile union.
Oh, that's rough.
And the source says Danny is still in the doghouse and that Georgia is taking time to decompress.
I mean, can you blame her?
Not at all.
So then there are these pictures of him looking all happy, right?
Yeah, just a couple days before the article came out, he was spotted in West London looking all smiles and upbeat.
Oh, wow.
It's strange, isn't it?
It's weird.
Like 1 minute he's apologizing and then he's out there like nothing happened.
Yeah, and
Oh.
they described his clothes like he had on a white t-shirt, black joggers, white trainers, and a green beanie like he was enjoying the warm weather.
What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, maybe he's trying to show that he's moving on,
Maybe, but it's hard to know what's really going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, I guess we'll never really know unless they talk about it.
Right. It's all speculation at this point.
Okay, so the article uses a bunch of different sources, right? Like, who are they getting this info from?
Yeah, there's an unnamed source close to Danny Jones who talks about his remorse and wanting to fix things.
Okay.
Then there are these onlookers at the party who saw the kissing, and then just some general sources talking about what happened at the hotel.
So it's kind of like a mix of people.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't really know who they are or what their motives are.
Yeah, that's always something to keep in mind with these stories.
It's true. You never know the whole story.
So what do you think this whole thing says about, like, us and the world we live in?
It's crazy how much attention we give to celebrities' lives,
Yeah.
right? Like this was a private party, and now it's everywhere.
It's public,
Yeah, and everyone's judging them. It's like they can't even have a private life.
and the pressure must be insane.
Imagine every little thing you do being scrutinized by the whole world.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's like a different level of existence.
So why do we even care so much about these stories?
Well, I think it says something about our fascination with celebrity culture, you know?
Yeah, like they're not just entertainers anymore. They're like characters in a...
It's like a soap opera.
Right, and we get invested in their
And
lives.
their dramas.
Yeah, their relationships, their mistakes, it's all part of the show.
It's entertainment,
Yeah.
but it makes you wonder about the ethics of it all, you know?
It's a tricky situation, for sure.
Yeah.
So just to recap, Danny Jones kissed Maura Higgins at a party, apologized 2 weeks later. Maura hasn't said anything publicly, but supposedly Danny is really sorry, and George is trying to figure things out. They're still together, but things are rocky. And Danny was seen looking happy in public recently.
And remember, this is just from one article based on unnamed sources, so we don't know the whole truth.
Right, it's just a glimpse into their lives.
Exactly.
Which makes me think, like, how do these people even live their lives with all this pressure?
Yeah, and why are we so obsessed with it all?
Good questions,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. That's something for all of us to ponder.
Food for thought.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
See you next time.
Bye.